Okay, making zucchetti is so easy. You just take the zucchinis, take the top and bottom off, peel them. And with this spiralizer, you stick it in the end and then press this into it so it kind of clamps it together. And then hold it down. It has suction cups. And just twirl it around and out it comes through the end. You get nice spaghetti. It's a really nice size. But you're left with this piece on it. If you have really small zucchinis, it can make a difference, but if you have nice big zucchinis like this, this is great. This is actually my favorite machine now. We have all these sauces. What kind should we have? We have tomato marinara, we do zucchetti with basil pesto, zucchetti with Alfredo sauce, and sometimes it's nice to mix the two too. You can do like marinara with a spoonful of Alfredo to give you a creamy rosé sauce, or some basil pesto and mix with Alfredo to give you a creamy basil sauce. So that's it. And that's pretty easy to clean. This just gets washed, this gets washed, rinse off the rest. It's pretty easy to clean up. Let's see, what sauce should we do? I'm feeling like a mixture. I'm going to keep the marinara because we're going to use that. Marinara is actually my favorite, but I want to save it for the pizzas that we're going to make later. So, I'm going to get creative and put some basil pesto in. And a spoonful of Alfredo, although either one on its own is absolutely wonderful. But since I have them, I'm just getting creative and mixing them. So I'm just mixing together the basil pesto and the Alfredo sauce. Now my zucchinis are room temperature, so I'm just going to mix them in like they are. But if you wanted to warm them up, if they were been sitting in the fridge, you could put them in a colander and run hot water over it and just make sure most of the water's drained off, and then put it in and mix it with it. And that really helps to warm it up. And another option is when the zucchetti is mixed in with this, you can put it in a bowl on top of a pan on the stove. We don't have a stove here at Relicious, but if you were home, you might have a stove, and you'd be able to put a bit of water on the bottom of a pan and find a bowl that fits on the top of it. I used to do that when I first went raw in the winters. It helps to warm up your pasta, which has been warmed with hot water if you want it, or just straight if it's already warm. Tongs work well too to do this. Another thing, this is quite thick, the sauce. You could actually add a tablespoon or two of hot water, and that would really help to warm it up. That looks so good. Okay, grab some tongs and a bowl, and we're going to serve it. So, zucchini have nice long strands to twirl, which is great. Actually, maybe too long. Sometimes I cut it before I mix it up into spaghetti size strands, because some of these are really long. So, okay, there we go. So once you have it all mixed up, you would like to serve it right away. The zucchini you could make the day before if you had to. If you wet a paper towel and put it on top just so it wouldn't completely dry out, that would help keep it moist. Just put it all in a container. If you had to make a lot of zucchini for a party and you want to do some prep the day before, you could twirl out a whole bunch of it, put it in a bowl, wet a paper towel, put it on top, and that will help keep the moisture in. Or if you want to do it in the morning, serve it in the evening, just so the prep work's done. It'll stay fresher longer that way. But really, a day is the longest for zucchini. And actually it's better a couple hours after it's made because it starts getting softer. The zucchini starts weeping slightly or just kind of softening when the air gets at it. So it's actually, it'll be nicer in an hour or two. But now that it's been mixed with the basil and Alfredo, it needs to be served right away because the basil pesto will oxidize and it'll turn a little bit darker. So as soon as it's mixed with the sauces, then it's ready to serve. So also I like sprinkling the pine nut parmesan on top of this. And have little parsley sprigs and put a little parsley sprig. Pine nut parmesan. I love this pine nut parmesan, as you've noticed maybe. There, it just goes on top and it's absolutely delicious. Enjoy.